Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We are back with more survival horror on this Sunday. You could say it is a survival horror Sunday again. So, yeah, we are back with more The Evil Within. And let's see how that continues, because last time have been all over the place, honestly. Ah, yes. The ladder. We are back with ladders. Ooh, spooky.
How many have you killed, Reuben? Reuben? Does he mean Ruvik? First Farwell. They received as they themselves gave, and they served a higher purpose. Further my research. This was not mere research. The things the papers say were done to those people, those traps. These vermin? These microbes? They're mine, to do with as I please. But you are correct. This was not mere research. I'm close to perfection. This is abhorrent. This is my will.
Ooh, spooks.
My head. Who is that guy next door?
Do you have any idea why this world is the way it is?
What? Who are you?
Rubik's hate. Man's consumed by it. He wants out. Wants to get his revenge. He wants back what he feels the world took from him. It's not like he could actually get that. It's not like he could actually get that. This world exists as long as he does.
You heard something just now?
Not gonna lie. In terms of atmosphere, some elements are coming together again. I mean, there is no one-shot Oogie Boogie, so that's positive. Goop Gang. Rewrite. 10,000 goop. Ah, yes. I could upgrade my health for once, but I don't really need that. More syringe recovery. Yeah, you know what? Let's just save the goop for some big upgrades next time. Hashtag goop gang. Do, 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 do. Goop! Goop! Goop gang! Today is a good day. Oh, my shotgun. Goop gang, we are eating good today.
Better find cover.
Oh. Yeah, I did. Also, hello, hashtag Goop Gang. We already found another key, so, and big jars, and we got a big goop jar. So, hashtag Goop Gang. Hashtag Goop Gang. Oh, Goop Gang, I see another thing for the Goop Gang. No, like, those sniper duels suck more than... Yeah! They are also a thing. Just like, let's heal yourself a bit. Oops. First Goop Gang. Yeah, I mean, it's... Let me put it like this. It is still weird. You know what the funniest part about that is? Oh, interesting. Yeah. The Texan zombies are definitely the worst. I already thought about maybe upgrading my health just for, you know, good measure. But it's still so weird that they neither have, how's it called? Any kind of armor system or any... Okay, wait, no. They have an armor system for the enemies. For some godforsaken reason. Is there an armor system for the enemies? It's the intelligence of the Texans something that makes... Yeah. And you know what the worst part is? You'd kinda expect better from Mikami, in my opinion. Hashtag Goop Gang. I pressed it! The animation just didn't want to. You know what? It is wild how, you know, I played the original Resident Evil 4. I played, and I'm gonna stand by my, I'm gonna stand by it when I say it. I think combat-wise, Resident Evil 5 is better. Hands down. Combat and enemy-wise, RE5 is just straight up better. And then, you know, also played RE, for remake, and you're like, okay, yeah, sure. You see how they improved on all of that, and then you just look at the Evil Within, which is like from Mikami himself, and just has multiple steps backwards for some reason. Like this carousel right here is a cool set piece, but literally. Hello? Oh, come the fuck on! Thank you. Like, it is kinda weird, you know? Again, some parts, good. I like it. But then it feels just sometimes they... Oh, come on. They were just like, no, you know what? Those enemies with, those enemies need pistols. I wonder what the problem was. Oh, I feel like this was people trying to imitate him with all the... Like, from what I understood... Yeah. He made... this game was made because he wanted to train people and also give, you know... get the studio up and running, so... It's such a weird decision that the medikits disable you for a while. Oh, that's it? I just leave... Okay. I really thought this would have become like a full gameplay thing now, but because it really feels like this was when a lot of people tried to make their first game with, you know, a lot of guidance, which it's fine. But like, yeah. I mean, that's probably the thing. I mean, I think Mikami was always really good when it comes to, you know, teaching people, in my opinion. Like, I mean, if you look at, for example, Capcom, basically all of the modern Resident Evil titles kind of based on his ideas, but they are definitely evolutions. And a lot of those, you know, are people that still trained under him. So, yeah.
What the?
I mean, I don't own any of them, so I can't get to the... I should have been a bit more active. Oh well. Come the f... You know what, the whole flame is like interesting, but also kind of sucks. I mean, that, you know what the sad part is though? Like, the thing is, if you look at the Capcom divisions, yeah, a lot of them, you know, learned under Mikami, and that's that, but like, they also needed their time, you know? There was Resident Evil 5, and I think Resident Evil 5 is a really good game, contrary to what a lot of people claim. I think 5 is actually really good. Because, like, yeah, it is more action and combat focused and such, and has smaller areas because technical limitations. But it's fucking good. Goop gang. Hashtag even more group gang. But we should go back. That seems... that doesn't seem good. Goop is love, goop is life, indeed. Goop gang, we ride. More goop. Yeah, I mean, they also need a dip, you know. They needed that time. Like, 6 was definitely... 6 is still a good game. Let me just be... Let's just clear, but... You get why it, you know, was not as well received. But you know what? After 6, what did the team started doing? Revelations. Revelations 2. And they sold and they were good, and you're like, oh, they started doing stuff. And I think that is probably the thing why, you know, Tango stung so much. Like, you definitely, I definitely think Mikami is a good person in setting, you know, studios up. That is like his most viable strength. Like, one reason Capcom is currently probably one of the best devs in terms of just raw output. It's simply due to that, you know, that Mikami and such. Really did their part in educating and oh, Goop Gang rewrite. Just 3,000 goop. That should have been a lot more goop. Not gonna lie. But yeah, Capcom needed a while, but you know, then they actually started making really good game. You know, they started being like, oh hey, this is how you can make really good Resident Evil stuff, and I think this is what stings, you know? I know it kinda... I kinda hate... Oh. so. They hide those pretty well, honestly. This is the statues fun looking is my favorite task. I need something for my voice. Nice. Oop, gang. But yeah, no, it's kind of there's a lot of fun stuff. Let's say the game does a bunch of stuff right. But yeah, it sucks just so much more. But you know, they will not do stuff. Because, like, not maybe some part of them will form a new studio. I fucking wish that for them. But... well, good question, but none that has that I can answer honestly. I mean, you have to ask yourself, are we even in an asylum anymore? They literally answered that already. Like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Why didn't it reload? God damn it. Yeah, no, and then I will, it's ironic how slow that actually is. Okay, that sounds doable. Give me parts. Okay. I mean, honestly, the funniest bit about this level right here is for me just how fucking cheap it is. Like, as if someone was like, "Hey, we need some level that that shows torment and stuff," and everyone was like, "Mm-hmm, mm-hmm." But do we have a deadline there? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Concrete halls and machinations. Okay. It's just, yeah, they have a big blood pit. Ah, yes, the 2010s. Okay, honestly, at that point, a lot of quick time events that were rapid pressing were just fucking out of favor. Like, who does this shit anymore? Oh, yes, we're out. Oh, look, everyone. The game looped around itself. Repeat after me. Just like Dark Souls. I hate this. Oh yeah, they got actually way less all the time. Goop, goop. Everybody goop. Everybody do the goop. Hashtag goop gang. Goop gang. Ah yes, stay classy, goop. Don't try to be gooped. Goop. Ooh. bacon, bacon, bacon. I have bacon. I mean, now that we...
Have you forgotten something?
Oh yeah, right, I have to open more lockers for Goop. Hashtag Goop Gang. I mean, yeah, definitely that. That child. So sad. Let's just start bottom right, you know. Okay. Hashtag Goop Gang. Hashtag Super Goop Gang. We have 15,000 goop. I think I will finish this map. Oh well. Today we shall goop, everyone. Okay, what are we going to do this time? That's a lot of goop, everyone. So we could definitely upgrade our health. We could upgrade the damage multiplier, which we should probably do. Like, let's be real here. We could stomach upgrading the shotgun and the pistol to the highest level, I think. I mean, we could also probably upgrade... No, we can't upgrade those yet. But pistol and shotgun highest damage, that sounds pretty good, I'd say. What do you say, Goop Gang? Pistol and shotgun, or should we invest in our health? Yeah, that doesn't change. It's just if someone isn't there, Livingston. So next Friday is Minecraft, but yeah, the day afterwards will be Wiki 3 again. Just next Friday isn't there. There we go. Goop Gang, full damage. And full accuracy, clip capacity and everything. Okay. Oh well, critical probably. Yep, that sounds pretty good, honestly. We already have some good upgrades. Daughter of police officer among victims. Honestly, either we see this in this game, or the next game will probably have a whole thing about where you relive where his house burned down. And he can't save his daughter. Or he saves his daughter. Who knows? That could be both. Could be that in the next game he just saves her and then it's like, oh, I'm cured. Honestly, that is probably the most interesting thing of a game, if there are, just certain... Okay, so, okay, you know what, Livingston? That is actually one reason why I kind of like the system of Dark Souls, because there are soft caps where the damage the damage increase you gain from stat increases is not that relevant anymore, but technically you could pump up that damage as much as you want if you focus on stuff. So that's actually a kind of a cool thing. Hey Ryan, welcome to hashtag Goop Gang. Hashtag, yeah, well we just saved and this feels very much like we probably have some boss. But honestly, here's the thing. If I ever get to playing Dark Souls, like the first game, you will see me do an absolutely I will do a build where we eat the bell gargoyles in 10 seconds. Because the funny thing is, number go big is actually the one build you always go in Dark Souls. We're past 80 damage, scaling went back up to... Ooh! Ah, fuck. You know what, we're still sitting on, like, a playthrough that... Basically, if I ever finish Dark Souls 1, then we will start playing Dark Souls 2. Ah... I guess I definitely need to finish Dark Souls 1, because the more... Here's the thing. Everything I read about the Dark Souls 2 RPG system makes you think it's actually the best in the series. 3, Elden Ring, and Bloodborne is probably to a degree the best combat system in terms of action combat, but in terms of RPG system, I always heard that Dark Souls 2 1 is better. Tensor Syncets. Oh, hello. You're showing me your crotch. Is it Moonveil or is it Tensor Zangetsu? Who knows? Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I feel like, I definitely want to play Dark Souls 2 due to just the raw RPG systems. I'm sorry. You shouldn't make her dynamic. This is just goofy. God damn it. Oh, come on. The worst part about this enemy is really just, you can kill her easily. It's just... Well, yeah, but like... Claire. She will drop goop. We already killed her. She will drop goop. And you know the motto? Hashtag goop gang. Hashtag fuck it. Goop gang! This is our new target. Hashtag goop gang. Ah, yes. Actually, no, why do I want to heal myself even? It's not relevant. Hello? Are you still there, shitty boss? Let's grab some ammo. 2 shots! Did we kill her? Okay. Maybe that is actually the case. Who knows? Ah, the game glitched, probably. Goop gang. No one in here. Sorry if this is making you nauseous or anything. I don't control this shit, you know? Lol? What was that? I mean, I guess it, I guess that is the case, and the intention. It's just funny, you know? Oh god. Would this be one of those cases where they're like, oh hey, you have to run, and then there's like maybe a different area where you have to fight her, and now 2 things could happen. Either they keep her health, and then she just drops dead the moment she enters the fight. That would be funny. Or they reset the health, which would suck. Nothing here. Ooh, nice. slow ass boss. Wait, is this? I feel like this is supposed to be some sort of boss fight, but did I bug something? Don't tell me I bugged this. Ah. No. I just had to do, you know, the puzzle, aka. Oh, there you are again, you little shit. We had this fight before. You really want to do this again, young lady? Oh yeah, that means explosion balls. Ah. Ooh. Evo. Oh. Little shit. Give me some ammo. God damn it. Fight sucks. Ooh. Look at me. I am an extremely unkillable boss. Ooh. You can't do this. Oh, you did it already. Oh, you have more damage. Ooh. I will haunt you in your dreams. Ooh. I am the big smart one-hit kill boss that has a weakness to fire and fights you only in fire areas. Seriously, if she attacked me in a water temple, I would be fucked. And yet, crematorium. Girl. Think. Huh. I mean, still. Oh, come the fuck on. I guess. Yeah, I suppose. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Who's a good little boss? Who's a good... Yeah, you are. Yes, you are. Come here. You want to kill me? Yes. Who screamed in agony? Yes, you scream in agony. Come on. Ooh. Whee! Yeah, who's a good little burning girl? You are a good little burning girl. Yeah, you are a good little burning girl. Come on. Show me your terrifying face. Yes, teleport. Oh, scary teleport. Come around the corner. Come on. No, 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 no. Which way is it, white woman? Are you back? Yes, who's a good little boss? Yeah, you are a good little boss. Come here. Come here. I'm not... I'm also pretend to be afraid of your shitty mechanics. Oh, look. Look, there are bodies you can emerge out of. Isn't that great? You are such a good boss. Like, who's a good girl? You're a good girl. Come here. Come here. Be a good girl. Oh, come on, game. Really? Now you're like, no, you can't burn this now. You just turned around. I didn't do an input. Oh, I was so nice to her. Look how much she's trying to be, frightening and scary, while her only her only mechanic is like kind of a shitty one-hit kill. The shock trap. Hey, why didn't it work? There we go. Where do I go even here? Ah, right. My friend. My bad. That was just me. I need to repair that anyway. So let's just do this. Yeah, who's a good camera? Yeah. Look at you with that big slinky, slender, creepy hands. Yes, yes, I know Slenderman would be afraid of you. Why are you doing shit? Hello. Okay. Did I need to do more? Oh, I need to do more. So it's a hit the pipe game. Oh, goop gang, goop gang, goop gang. Come around. Yeah, come on. There we go. Oh, that didn't count? Aw. Look how she defies her own mechanic. She's learning. Isn't that a good little boss? Yes, who's a good little boss? You are a good little boss. Let me give you some shotgun ammo. In the face. Okay, that should have... Okay. There we go. Nothing better than the Epic Games achievement sound. Yeah, who was a good little boss? You are. You had done so well. You probably spooked some of my viewers. Good girl. Good girl. You will get extra pets in hell for that. Also, Goop Gang. 8,000 goop. That's not bad. The fuck? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't call, you know what, I was like, maybe I shouldn't call horrifying bosses with one-hit kills good girl, but then again, the lesbians TM are definitely into the horrifying beings from beyond, so good girl. You scared them really good. You did a fine job. I won't forget you that fast. Oh right, her name is Laura. Ah. Oh, that's good. Hashtag Goop Gang. 1,000 goop. That's 9,000 goop in total. And a key. So that's good amount of work. I already don't miss her. What a painful... Honestly, no, sorry, like, you know what? Laura's design is good, but her fights are just kinda crap.
Who do you think you are? I know who you are. Seb.
You just said it! Who do you think you are? Your name is Seb.
What you fear. Will you be able to live with yourself knowing what I'm gonna make you do? Poor little Joseph couldn't. Too bad they dragged you into this. But either way, you're mine. To do with as I please.
You know what? I just realized, and call me dense, that the main conflict of this game is between two guys named Zeb and Ruben. I swear, I have never ever played this game. It is just the funniest coincidence. I mean, they're written differently, but it's still fucking funny. Like that's just, you know, sometime somewhere after the evil within 3 that never happened. They just settled down and, you know, we're like, let's just stream Wiki 3 every Friday. That will help our anger issues. I mean, it's definitely better than, you know, I guess creating the Matrix and chasing people with burning. Oh, we're back in the fucking
Here
mansion.
again.
Don't tell me the Oogie Boogie one-hit kill is there. Let me explore with the shitty health. But yeah, it is incredibly funny that they're called Seb and Ruben. Like, what is the fucking coincidence that happens in one of my survival horror games? In one survival horror games I play. That is just so fucking funny. Oh well. Almost feels like there should be... Oh god, I know. I don't know. Yeah, we're back here. Let's see. Is there goop? Goop gang, do we find goop? Ah, physics! Remember when, you know, Nvidia was like, if you use one of our new GTX graphic cards, you can use Nvidia Physics. A system that you can still turn on today, but is, I don't think, supported by basically any... Either it has become normal, or it's just not supported anymore. But it was kind of cool, because, like, I know, for example, I think Borderlands 2 had it, and, like, cloves and flags and stuff would wave and stuff. There was some cool effects with that thing, with what they did. Like, it was definitely not, you know, ray tracing, but it was definitely a big step in terms of, you know, what, you know, games could do. Oh boy.
Doc, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Trying to save us.
Really? Because it looks like you're making another monster to me.
I don't have time for this, Detective.
Flash pit.
Neither do I.
Watch out, that gun has critical full.
Leslie has been here before and made it back. He survived being linked to Rubik, the only patient ever, as far as I know.
Wonderful. What does that have to do with any of this?
He's our way out, Detective. Our only way back.
That sound!
No, it's working. Oh, thank God it's working.
Leslie, are you all right?
It should have. Why didn't it?
Oh look, a flesh monster from beyond.
That's it. That's why.
Doctor, run!
He wants the same thing as us. He wants out.
Yeah, NVIDIA physics was like, I think physics of that. I almost wish this was first person because that had some Half-Life feel, you know? That lighting, that's like, you know, Doom 3, Half-Life 2 era, that was fear. God, I definitely need to oh god. I probably need to stream, like, one of the first big streams I ever did was Fear. And what I know, I probably need to restream Revelations at some point. God, I also want to do Fear and Fear 2.
I know we're out. Reuben must be really pissed now. Breaking a STEM terminal? Never thought he'd go that far.
Wait, STEM?
Oh, he must be closing his sabotage with the past. All he has left is his connection to the present. The full STEM in the hospital.
Hospital? Beacon Mental Hospital?
That's where he'll be. Waiting for him. Somebody doesn't get there first. There'll be no way out for anyone.
Ah, well.
You have an odor of blood about you.
I mean... Yeah, physics was cool, but like, I think it marked, let me put it like this. I think with, around this time, physics marked one big difference, like basically the biggest change in how graphical improvements happen. Like, you know, before that, it was basically, okay, you know, there was just something really obviously better, and with the advent of, was it the 7th or 8th console generation? I don't know. You still saw, you know, one big leap, like, you know, there was, you know, more particle effects, just, you know, higher graphical, like, better lighting. It's like, I'd say when people tell me, oh, graphics jumps have become less and less big, I think it's definitely shifted. Like, for example, if you put up, some PS4 games look incredible to this day because most of the techniques used are still the same. Other areas have been, if compared to, like, even if you compare, the best looking PS3 games, and I think those stood out really, like, and even Xbox 360, it was like, you had Uncharted 3, The Last of Us, you had Halo 4. They look good, but just like on the average, the average PS4 game just looked so much better. It was really unreal. The thing is that I think the thing that physics showed was, yeah, improvements would become way more smaller and gradual. And like, the irony is, a lot of people are now saying, it's not relevant anymore because I don't think it is immediately graspable what is the best, where the, differences lie. Like, for example, if you look at, I would put it like this. If you, for example, look at what you can put inside of a level now with the capabilities, there's a difference. Like, I think the difference really changed from what technology can show visually to what technology can do in way different areas. And even the effect enhancements are more subtle, but the interesting part is, similar to physics back in the day, like, people were like, oh, look, now the flags wave better and shit. It's like, yeah, it's subtle changes, but like, ironically, it's stuff that you usually don't notice until you specifically look for it, but it does enhance a lot of the game, in the background. I think that's why, a lot of people nowadays talk about it. Like, should we increase our health? Should we wait for better agony balls? That's the question. You know what? Let's do fire damage. If Laura comes back, and we don't have that many bolts anyway, let's add some fire damage to them. That means time to save up, Goop Gang. Let's save up. Oh well. Any funny thing to talk about, everyone? Anything interesting? We have some time now. The spooks didn't happen. That really looked like a tech demo area just slapped into the game. It's gone for the rest of the game now, actually. Aww. That's sad. I liked her. I'm not only saying that to not hurt her feelings. Like, I really liked her a bit. I mean, okay, her fight was ass. And, but like, her design, that was cool. Yeah. Now we have to, now we have to deal with Big Paw Man. That's also a thing. I mean, they're tricks anyway, but it's just like, I think a lot of people always forget, oh hey, the subtle things can also be pretty important. I think the worst part is when, so that's a personal thing, okay? So, but I saw a bunch, like, so there's this certain kind of YouTuber where, or online, game reviewer, that really likes this subtle contrarian stick. Contrarian being like, they like Nintendo games mostly, but, and every other games do is, just out for graphics improvements and everything. And I know there was like, there was an Unreal Engine tech demo a while ago. And I found it so funny because they were like, look at this high realistic graphics, who does that? old boss fight, my old friend. I've been dredging you again. Fucking sucker, almost. Why don't I can sprint all the time? Oh, this is really cheap. What the fuck is going on? Eat some shotgun to the back. Oh, is this one of those? Like, ooh, it's big and it's big thing, but it can't see you actually. Oh, really, really classy. Just destroy it. I see you. You're a big, strong boss. You won't get. You know what? You little shit. You won't get the good girl because you're not a good girl. You're a shitty guy. I hate you. Go away. No one likes you. Big thing you can barely dodge in a game without a dodge function. Can I give 10 for ugh? Oh, now he has an insta-kill. Oh. Oh, wait, there is? I didn't see that one. Oh boy, that is fun. We're back in the fun house. Okay, I have to ask. So who had the one-hit kill fetish? Okay, that didn't... What? I don't get the second phase of this boss fight. I don't get it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that doesn't work. Oh, I had to shoot it. Ah, okay, yeah. So it's the weak point. The first, not the last. Oh, fuck you. Another elevator. Still, immaculate, so, I call this, like, I like to call this, okay? Goop gang, goop gang. There was this time around the 2010s where, you know, a bunch of games try to be, you know, more quote-unquote old school again. And one of the things they definitely liked to do during that time was that, you know, they basically focused on having, like, solid gameplay, but then, you know, they were, like, just, instead of, you know, levels to explore and stuff, it was still relatively linear with combat arenas, which was, you know, probably easier to program anyway, but and you know, render, but that's not the point. And yeah, it was glowing, but I was like, huh? Is there a response? And then there wasn't really a response, and like, the weird goop gang. Da, 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 da. And one of the things they really liked doing back then is, you know, boss fights back to back. They really loved doing that for some reason. But maybe they didn't want to cut bosses or stuff. It's just, oh yeah, you had a boss fight? How about you have another boss fight? Like, oh, okay. I think I had enough boss fights. This kind of breaks the pacing, but oh well. I mean, you know what? The best thing is if this now ends the level, it would be really funny if there's now a full level behind that, because then it's like, oh yeah, glorious non-pacing. Oh wait, that was still just... I should have saved. That was still chapter 10? Wait a second, chapter 10 ends with 2 boss fights back to back? I mean, I guess, but like... Okay. But they kind of want you to kill her, so... Oh, we're back in the city. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I should have saved. Now that I think about it. Ah, yes. Listen. I know I said it before, but like... This really just feels like we have The Last of Us at home now. Just quite a lot. Dystopian cityscape.
Looks like the asylum's the only building left untouched. How can that be?
It's shining like a fucking beacon. It's a beacon. God damn it, mate. How can you be so dense? Okay, I stop it with the bad English. Oh, I thought it was a ship in a bottle. That would have been funny, actually. But I guess this is a change of pace now? I mean, it could also just copy stuff like Day of Disaster or something like that. Yeah, I mean, this kind of apocalyptic stuff was, who knows, maybe they get crunched. All the days, the timeline was definitely a bit different, but they definitely have played that game, you know? Black hair curse. There is no black hair curse. Black hair is beautiful. It's not a curse. But it's part of all those monstrous girls, and they just made better by that. Like, I know there probably were some other reasons for it, but it's still kind of funny, you know? Yeah. Do we have some topics, everyone? Right now, not much is happening. Huh. There is a Magnum now. I just, Goop Gang! Wait, that big jar was just 350? Ah, very mandatory indeed. Was this just 4 months? I just saw the year time. Also, welcome. I mean, you know what? The thing is, they probably came from different areas because, you know, both. It is just kind of funny that you could do very much in a rough ways things in this game that you could in the other. That was just kind of funny in the beginning, but yeah. I doubt it was that big, but like the devs definitely played it. Just like I didn't know that it was 4 months difference. Like, okay, you can probably not easily see that online. They usually just like, it was this year, but not which year, like early year, late year. But again, I mean, both games were basically inspired by Resident Evil 4, so, and tried to be more stealth, so, you know, it's not that it's not unsurprising that they came to similar conclusions, is what I'm saying. RE6, I mean, RE6 was less post-apocalypse and more apocalypse going full on, but like there was also not really apocalypse like that. It has been averted. So let's see, what do we have here? Shut up. Oh, you know what? Ah. Yeah, I thought there was a bit more time. Shut up. Oh well. Honestly, that's not the thing. It's more like, you know, they probably played it and maybe adjusted some parts of it. Like, that happens, especially, you know, 10 years ago. That happened in game development a bunch of times. Like, obviously it wasn't, you know, the full game. Obviously. Hey, Blunt, just so you know. I played all of those games and I know the history. What I'm saying is, they maybe got inspired by, you know, some areas and imitated some parts. This isn't to say, oh, they wanted to do the full game. This was more like, they did the full game based on that. This was more like, you know, they definitely, there seems to be definitely some parts that were inspired by that. Because, for example, if you, the whole stealth and melee stuff is a very rough, a similar version, in my opinion. It's just, yeah. But then again, the game tries to do a lot of stuff of the time. Like, I mean, the whole opening is a stealth section with, you know, yeah, so I feel like that's what I mean. If you say it like that, they definitely probably had some of the some other odd addition, because yeah, definitely this game is a mishmash of a lot of things. If you, I don't think you have seen the previous ones, the previous streams, but like the beginning of this game is very much early to 2010s horror game, like stealth section, no weapons, you have to, you know, survive against a one-hit kill enemy. This game loves its one-hit kill enemies so much. It is really just absurd to a degree. I guess that is happening? I'm surviving a nightmare, I don't need cops. That's more the case, you know. They have some stuff there. And this is definitely a joke more based on, you know, people had already played here. Remember Dr. Salvador who said, what if all bosses were Dr. Salvador? Yeah! Wait, they have assault rifles now? This is so fucking funny. I love thinking about how, no, this is, Blonde, here's the thing. What I would say is that, the general Resident Evil formula is the same. Again, I mean, The Last of Us is also a survival horror game with many of the mechanics directly inspired by Resident Evil 4, or, you know, evolutions of that. This was more like, as I said, certain smaller mechanics like how to do stealth, how to do the backstab, which is just very similar to that game. That's all. This isn't like, I would say they probably wanted to have some form of stealth and, or decided, you know, decided in development like, oh yeah, we definitely want to have some stealth, and then they added this. So it's not more like, you know, there are some elements that definitely overlap here. They probably wanted some form of stealth, yeah. That's what I say. It's, well, why are there coming more? Where do you all come from? Like, holy. What is it with these enemies? Honestly, here's the thing. When I say that, this isn't even like being, oh no, uncreative or such. It's more like, why did things come together with this game? Because, like, the thing is, it's not a bad game, it's just kind of a mess, you know? Like, you have a lot of moments in here where, you clearly see they had some ideas going, but didn't execute them perfectly. And, you know, yeah, I would say it probably isn't Mikami's strongest work overall. If he was, you know, even, like, that heavily involved. Like, it feels like is that he did Tango to mostly help other people get off the ground. It's more like, you know, when I saw those stealth elements, I'm like, yes, pretty close. I was myself on trauma, like, yeah, there's, like, over a year ago. And it's probably not that they you know, didn't plan it, it's just how the animation plays out and such is it's just very, very similar, but yeah. This isn't like, oh no, bah. I'm not interested in that. That's boring, you know? That's always the most boring thing if you're just like, oh, this game just took from there. It's like, no, it's actually interesting interesting in the sense, okay, it maybe took from there, but like, what did it different? How did it use that? And like, I mean, yeah, this game has its rough edges, that's it. But like, if you, I mean, also, welcome. Did I say welcome already? It's late here, fuck. But yeah, the thing is just like, I'm not really interested in like big takedowns or like this game is better. Like, sometimes you can say this game is better than that or stuff because sometimes it's very easy because, you know, they're just devs that have, you know, longer worked, you know, they can just work longer on the game, have more resources, have maybe some experiences and stuff. Like, I definitely would say if you, like, you can definitely see that this game has, like, some problems, but that is more due to the, fact that... The fuck? Okay, oh, hey. How do I get you? Do I just need to... Hello. Give me my statue. Okay, some things is just like, the game is generally a bit, I think you can say the game is a bit clunky, and, the whole, how combat plays out is, how can I get this thing? Or is it stuck now? Oh god, didn't... Like... Like, for example, I'd say some parts, like, the combat is good or so, but, like, the story is, for example, just, it's doable. Okay, good. I didn't know if you could pick things up in the water. That's just a first for the game right now. There we go. Is it here? I think that's the key. I don't think I can collect this one. Fuck. No key, I guess. It's, you know, it's stuff like that. It's a cool idea, but then they apparently just made it unobtainable. Like, I don't know if you can actually collect it, so let's just look around a bit. I think it just has some small moments like this. I don't think the game is overall, like, bad. It has predictable stuff in it. It's like, I'd say it's the weakest when it wants to force you into stealth. It's the the best when it does combat. But then also it just has some enemies like, where it's just like, yeah, so they have hit scan revolvers, but also masks that protect them from headshots, and you just sit there being like, why? Why did you give so a survival horror game about resource management? There's a clip on this channel, like in the previous level where they were introduced. It's like I go through a door and just get insta killed by the thing. It's like, okay, that happened. It's just it's a lot of those small decisions that pile up, I think, that make it kind of rough, It was definitely more like a lot of people's first game they worked on. Oh. That's no, that's the thing. I don't have a problem with enemies with helmets. Like, I played both RE games, and like I think the helmet enemies are actually pretty smart. Like, honestly, I like it even more that, were they already in 4? I think they were already in 4. I think the kneecap protection they had in 4 and 5 is actually kind of smarter because the whole gameplay loop basically revolves around not shooting the head, but shooting the knee mostly. That was actually kind of fun. I like that. Okay, I genuinely like that. The problem is just if you combine, resistant enemies with stuff like hit scan weapons. Like in RE4, basically all enemies either very long telegraph that they will shoot you maybe, or they had crossbows, or they had flying projectiles. It was dodgeable. It was all about dodging things. While the revolver guys in this game, well, how the fuck should I'm supposed to go through that? I don't know. Hey, wait a second. Is the statue back? Is it back? It is back, everyone. I just needed to die. Holy shit. Okay, yeah, that actually makes sense. No, just don't get too finicky. Okay, this is probably something that is easier with a controller. No. I just want... This is usually just something like... if you see, this is a game with a lot of checkpoints, and I'm like... Let's just check out what happens. I kind of thought I probably need to... I think this is probably a bit of a better mindset, because I think sometimes a lot of people are, So I kind of try to have this mindset more like, because you see, my girlfriend has this thing that when she's doing a boss fight in a game and, she's not playing that well, she rather just dies to the boss and does it again. There we go. Then just, trying to finish the boss at all costs. Sometimes it's more like, I really don't want to do this anymore, just finish it. But, like, I think, in general, if you don't have a game that punishes you that heavily for, doing things... Should I just shoot all of them? I think this is just something that I kind of... It's kind of interesting because I like... Because you can, start... Hello? Oh no! It's okay. But yeah, this is more like, you know, try to make it again. Can I do this? Ooh, I can. Neat. I was unsure at first, but like, neat. That's the thing. Interesting. I mean, it's more like it's kind of fine that the game is wonky. Like I'm not here to be like, oh, this game again. I'm not here to say this game is here to die. Like I have, the thing is just I play a lot of survival horror. Like, I think for the past 3 years, basically every Sunday we play some survival horror game, and I've never played this one.
Want to go back in the water anytime soon.
It's more like I kind of want to see what it does, and I think the game again it's wonky, but like it's not bad, you know. I think this is usually like people are like, oh, games are bad, you know, game is bad, game is good, and I think the more like I think most people don't even know what a bad game, quote unquote, is. Like this isn't a bad game. This is a game that has problems. This is a game that has good ideas. I think I can say the biggest part about the Evil Within is that they floundered execution in some points, but in some parts, but like it, you know, to a degree, playing this game makes me just more angry that they got shut down, because you know what, this is a game that has potential, and I definitely will play the second game, because like I don't think, you know, just because you put out a game that isn't, you know, perfect from the beginning, you don't, you know, you deserve to be shut down. It's bullshit. Yeah, because like, and that's fine. Like, again, if I, as I said before, Capcom also had their, you know, their period where the dev teams that, you know, Mikami built up for Resident Evil had their time where they, okay. What now?
Out of ammo.
Oh, that was it. I know that you don't like it, but but it doesn't spoon-fed answers to play. I'm more than willing to accept that might be fanboy. I mean, honestly, I can see why people like it. Like, I think the general aesthetic of this game is still very unique. I mean, it's kind of weird that you say it doesn't spoon fed because, like, in the first chapters or so, I was like, I think they're probably, I was like, just, yeah, they're probably hooked up to a meat matrix. They just like, kind of pointed to that very obviously. But, like, just so you know, this is probably due to the fact that, I think I think the story has very interesting aspects that again you could work on, and I think the aesthetic is definitely the strongest part. The problem is just how everything is set up. It's kinda easy to figure out how to do that, but you know what? We'll see how it ends. By the way, how many chapters does this game have? Just I'm unsure. Oh, nice. Again, I think it has potential. I think it just has some wonky execution, some very bad first stealth intro. Again, I think the... Oh, okay. I think, again, some enemies that are just, you know... Again, that's the thing with, you know, they have the protection masks on, and they have hit scan weapons that aim instantly. It's just... It's not a bad game. Again, I think if you want to hear that, no, I'm not saying that. I definitely think I think in terms of survival horror, there were better ones before, and probably also better ones after. But like, here's the thing: I played bad survival horror games, and this game is by no means that. It has very strong suits, actually.
You gotta be kidding. This place is filthy. Is this his doing?
But then again, when it comes to story, like, I think one of the big, it's not that I, you know, it's more like, I'm pretty good with stories generally because, you know, I also read a lot of stuff where these, you know, stories come from, where they're based on. Like, just for example, I know a lot of people, for example, say, you know, Nier Automata had a good story. And, like, I played it with my girlfriend, and we literally were just like, okay, they're gonna say that. And then they said that because it was just so clear where that story was going for us. Because, again, I think the problem is just, again, if you to a degree read where stuff came from, you kind of notice where, you know, where things will go. Because, like, yeah, that is definitely like one of the mindfuck things. In the moment they were like, oh, we connected psyches. Like, yep, they're just all connected in psyches in some way. That was just kind of obvious at that point. It's more like, you know, this aesthetic in media and how they present stuff. It's like, oh, what is going on? Like, it's not real. That's usually the explanation. So, and then it's like, yeah, it's not real. The story so far is, from what I've gathered, basically, the protect... Oh, Goop Gang! We can actually upgrade the agony bolts now. I know. Now we will have constant agony activity. I see. I know. Basically, someone hooked them up, and that was, you know, the beginning of the game. The thing is, who that was, it says Ruvik, so like, fire damage at level 5, there we go. We have fire damage now, everyone, fire damage. Do we have some fun stuff here? Honestly, maybe I should... Yeah, you know what? That was just very annoying. I think the fire rate for the shotgun is actually very useful because, especially when I wanted to blast that boss in the last chapter, it was like, oh, slow choke and something. So like, rather not. 2. So maybe I could upgrade that next. Who knows? We'll see. It's just yeah. The thing is, they were hooked up, and it probably is because so some theories, because they said, you know, how was this the white-haired twin called again? Forgot his name. They said like he survived, and the answer is he probably has part of Ruben in his in his brain, so he probably hooked people up to that machine because he probably the brain inside of that machine is Ruben, and Ruben wants to Ruben wants out, and so he kidnaps some people for. I still don't understand what exactly the plan is to get out, but I think he wants to overtake somebody, like a body of someone. Leslie, yeah. Honestly, that's a good idea. You know what, let's do that with the next group we get. So I think Leslie is probably, partially possessed by him because, he's the only one that ever escaped. So it's like, there usually is an asterisk to that. And this is why someone, someone got the, oh God, again, not again. This is what I mean. At least those don't have masks. What are you doing? Oh, that's TNT? Oh. This is so fucking funny. Because like, so, just so you know, one of the reasons I started this game is because Claire in the chat said, you know what, this game is actually pretty good, and people, say, overplay how bad it is, and I would say, yeah, the game is definitely better than what people say it is. But like, it was funny how I played it and she was like, yeah, you see, the first part is. Okay, that's funny. Like the first, the stealth part, that's bad, but then it gets better, and then it got better, and then. Well, then the revolver enemies came. She was like, yeah, that sucks, and it does kind of suck, but like, it's fine. It's like. I mean, you know what? I rather take a funny deal, like this. Oh. I rather think it's not something that, is a deal breaker for me.
Out of ammo.
So what do they want me to do with this? I mean, I don't think, honestly, I don't really care about the letterboxing, frankly. Honestly, the speed of those enemies is sometimes just okay.
Out of ammo.
I kind of want to figure it out, but like, it's... Wait, it really is, I guess, because they have a grenade here, right? It isn't?
Just right here.
What is going on here? Like, I mean, there's dynamite up there, so I was like, okay, does this mean like throw a grenade there and it explodes? But no, it doesn't. Okay, what? What is? There are some parts that just suck, but like, I mean, here's the thing. Probably this is less frustrating because like, okay, wait a second. Is it showing me something relevant? Huh. Okay. So you know what? Say what I need to do because I probably will get to it, but I don't want to waste more time. That's that. What do they? Oh, really? That's it? Oh, God. So it really is just... It's just a gauntlet? With the fucking... Okay. Almost thought so. There we go. Oh! You see what I mean with... Oh, come on! You're fucking kidding me. Okay, see, this is what I mean. This is what I mean with... They just made some decisions that really hold this game back. And... nothing kind of sums this up better than... Yeah, I'm... Like, that's probably the thing, you know? It's not that I'm saying... It's a solid game. I'd say... Lol. LMAO. But it just has problems really, Okay, let me put it like this. If you, for example, play Resident Evil 4, I think, you know, most of the, like, nearly all of them just copy this game, actually, so, you know. Best way to compare it. I think RE4 really is a game that... I mean... Oh, come the fuck... No. Oh, God, no. Don't tell me that's the case right here. I think RE5 has overall still the better combat loop in comparison. I think, again, this game probably has more creative aspects. But, yeah, I think there's a... I mean, honestly, a bunch of games wanted to be RE4 too, and I think they... let's just put it like this. I think they more or less had a problem with how to actually apply a lot of the combat mechanics in a lot of situations. Like, this is probably one of those perfect examples of how the hell was that? How did that pass quality control? Again, how am I supposed to kill that person? God, let me just... Last hooray. So, because of one Magnum thing... this is not how you should need to use Magnum ammo, in my opinion. But hey, we have goop. Yeah, it's not really a hard game, and I don't think any of the problems are a deal breaker. It's more like, I do think it's definitely, like, it definitely isn't one of the best survival horror games, but it's also definitely not one of the worst. Like, again, I think RE5 overall had the better combat, and I mean, okay, you know what, the strongest part of RE5 is just the fact that the combat is so fucking good, and you can play it co-op. There's just so much you can, like, so much expression you have in that game. I think the biggest, that's the thing, the biggest downside this game had, similar to this game, is simply, well, it's a PS3 game. And on the PS3 and such, they just, like, you definitely saw how that, and on that console, level areas became smaller. Like, that, you know, small areas are good. I know, it's more like, in this, but I think the combat overall in 5 is also a bit of a step up in terms of RE4. The biggest problem is just, you have a lot of narrow and tight areas, which I think this game has also, but that is, again, due to the whole thing with the last console generation, it's 2 console generations ago already. I'm old. The thing is that it's like, you know, RE4 was still made for, like, was made with tech on a, like, console where a lot was about, you know... Why is the locked door here? The fuck? You know, it's just, No, I don't think RE5 is better than 4. I think RE5 is better than this in terms of, you know, combat and stuff. I do think RE5 is in a lot of ways overhated, actually. Like, RE4 is the better game. In terms of combat, I think they just add some stuff that is... Okay, I think let me put it like this. RE5's overall combat design, similar to RE6. Isn't is in a lot of ways pretty, like, good or better. Like, you can definitely see in terms of what they built for, you know, the enemies, what they built for the abilities. Like, for example, I'd say, where's this fucking enemy? Okay, wait, it's over there? Honestly, I think the match mechanic is fine, but, like, I don't think, honestly, I think the match mechanic is probably the most unique part of this combat system. I don't think it's, like, but as, it's definitely tied to the story, like, yeah, I know why this works in this situation. I mean, and even then, it is kinda borrowed from, Evil in 1944, where you to liberate the Eastern Front. Oh god, that would be kind of horrifying, honestly. I think the thing is just that the match mechanic is, to a degree, kind of also borrowed from, well, Resident Evil. It's obvious, like, you know, Resident Evil Remake. It's just, you know, kind of expanded into, yeah, how do you put that more into, like, you know, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all if this game was, in the beginning, planned to be more exploratory, like Resident Evil 1, like 1 Remake. But then they shifted some parts around. No, I think 5 has some good aspects in combat, but I think like, here's the thing. If you, for example, have stuff about combat in a survival horror game, it also comes down to execution. And there is, for example, this thing with, for example, RE5 and RE6, that the way they designed a lot of you know, combat encounters in the campaign held the game back. Like, for example, RE6 has a good combat system, like a really good, actually. The thing is just oh, come on. Oh, come on. Yeah, no, like, this isn't what I'm saying. It's more like it borrowed its main its base functionality of, you know, you'd take some you know, you can kill some enemies and stuff with that, or, you know, prevent them from coming back or spawning something bigger. Hello, Laura. But it's not like a one-to-one system. They expanded, and it's good. I think the matches were definitely the best part of this game. It's just, again, what I... It can definitely glitch. That was, you know, Claire, I think this was probably more like, there are inconsistencies, and that's just... So crotch shots are actually very precise. Who would have known? Yeah, welcome to Dick Shooting Gallery 3000. We shoot all the dicks here, especially of the police. Hello. And fall into your death. Yes. Hello. Yes. Get your dick shot today. Welcome to Dick Shooting 3000. Okay! To a degree, it is doing that still. Like, this isn't, honestly, the thing is, that's the thing, like, you know, Blunt, Claire also was like, yeah, this game's actually pretty good, and then she replayed it herself and was like, okay, I might have it better in my memory than I expected, but, like, again, I don't think it's that bad. It's just... Okay, what? Fuck. Let's go back to the whole point I wanted to make about... Fuck! You know, execution and level design, because RE5 has a lot more narrow hallways and a lot more narrow areas. I think some of the combat encounters in 5 are really good. Really good, actually. I would just say 4 executed the combat overall better because it had, you know, more, you know, bigger combat areas to work around with, and you know, also more exploration and stuff. Even though it was, you know, already more linear than RE. I mean, that part RE4 remake fixed. Yeah, I know that. This is why I did. It was more like, here's the thing. I leveled accuracy, and like, it's just like, in this area you really realized, well, it's not as accurate as it was. Like, I have accuracy full on it. That's one of the first things I did, because, you know, good accuracy, good headshots. Again, it's not like I don't play these games for the first time. It's just, again, the game has some wonk and some clunk, and that's fine. Again, the big thing is just, ooh, goop, 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 goop. Goop gang, hashtag goop gang. I just think, like, again, it comes to execution. I think 4 has the better combat areas and combat setups and all of that. While I think 5 has overall some really tight design. The thing is, because, here's the thing. The moment you actually put 5 and 6 into, you know, in actual combat areas, and better combat arenas, you can feel the difference, aka mercenaries. Like, I know, I like RE4 mercenaries, but I'm sorry, RE5 mercenaries is better. And this is to a degree because, you know, there we go. Because the general combat loop of 5 is to a degree tight, and also they kind of made more interesting characters in 5 mercenaries, but that's still a thing. It's like, similar if you play RE6 mercenaries. That thing is fucking good. Like, I mean, we will get to that, but I definitely would need to have someone to, you know, play with me, because I think those games I would like to play as co-op, but you know what, probably get... I mean, I get it. I think this was probably for a lot of people the game they wanted at the time. Or was maybe their first survival horror game. And honestly... Ooh. Nice. Give me more. I was like, will they blow me up? Will they blow me up? Like, you know what? Thank you for just doing the bomb, not that's good. You know that's what I think. The game has some really good highs where they're clever and have really great touches. That and then it has just some lows where you're like, good fucking lord, this sucks. It's very much up and down. So yeah, like if it was just downs, you wouldn't hear me be like, oh, this is nice and stuff, or you know, really like all of that. It's again, it's not a down game, and that's fine. I definitely need to get to RE5. And like, I think RE5 Remake is probably gonna be this one game where like, you know, people, I know people are like, it's impossible to do, and I think RE5 Remake is like, ironically, pretty straightforward to a degree. I think the biggest part they need to convince themselves is that they definitely should do, you know, co-op again, because, like, the thing people hate about RE5 are two things. We will get it at some point. Like, okay, honestly, here's the thing. I'm more shocked to hear by, you know, Dusk Golem that, I mean, okay, Code Veronica, cool, I'm down with that. RE0, yes. Thank you. And here's the thing. I think RE0 Remake is the co-op testing ground. Like, I think RE0 is probably a perfect game to compare this to. I think RE0 is, in some areas, really good. And then it has some areas where it's just really bad. And that's fine. I think, like, ironically, I would say, if Microsoft wasn't, you know, a bunch of wankers, absolute idiotic fuck doodles, they would have said to, they would have gone and were like, hey, you might want to remake this game. It's 10 years ago, you know, it's a bit wonky, it has bad engine, and like, you could definitely flesh so much out. We know how to do remakes now, and it would be good, because then people would be like, oh, I can see this now. And yeah, but they don't. Yeah, that's actually the thing. I'd say to a degree, 0 is probably the part where they want to, where they definitely will try to test co-op if they are smart. Because the whole, you know, 2 characters at 1 mechanic was, eh. Let me put it like this. It was eh. Wait, it can be carried as extra stock. I can't make them cheaper? RE0 definitely had problems, but here's the thing. RE0 also had a lot of upsides, because it was still based on RE Remake, you know? And this is why I think a remake was good, because I think, I don't, oh yeah, right, here. No, reload time, range, charge time. Nope, that's not it. I don't think you can make it cheaper. In stock? No, it's just increased the maximum amount you can have, which I should probably do, because that would make it so that I can just carry more around. Could be. I mean, who cares? Happens. You know what? Actually, let's increase the stock. That's actually a good upgrade, you know? I mean, again, I think, you know, games that are, you know, that this is probably the better metric if you stay around here. I don't think, you know, judging games by good and bad is actually a good metric or a helpful metric. It's more like, is this game interesting? And I think The Evil Within is an interesting game. It, you know, you can definitely point towards where the execution just flopped, but like, who cares? Again, they should have remade this. If anything, or made a third game. like, you know what? The second game probably, you know, irons out a lot of the gameplay problems. It's just, it's not the thing about, you know, oh, hey, good, bad, or something. It's just similar to, you know, RE5. I think RE5 has already, you know, a more linear structure, but you could very easily make it more exploratory areas like RE4, for example. Like RE4 Remake. And I think RE5 had, actually the, like, I know people are like, oh, but, you know, I don't have the suitcase inventory anymore. The thing is, personally, and that's the thing where I say RE5 is, in terms of combat, to a degree better than RE4. I think RE5, with the, it's like, you have the... Nice. I didn't want to do... More goop. More goop for the goop gang. Because, like, I think, for example, people are like, oh, I didn't have the suitcase inventory, but the inventory that you had in 5 really allowed you to be very fast and flexible. I think 5's combat system, similar to 6, has a much higher skill ceiling than the one in 4.
Kidman?
And that's actually pretty good. And I think, you know, if they keep, you know, the combat from RE4, flesh it out, make co-op, I think RE5 is not even that hard to do, you know, aside from the, let's just remove some of the more racist aspects, I'd say. But yeah, Zero, I think Zero will be very interesting because, again, it was built around those two characters and it screams co-op. Hell, like, I've been one of the few people that said they should have added co-op to RE2 Remake and RE3 Remake. Yeah, probably people would be like, oh, but it could break things. Just make it unlockable after one playthrough. Like, that's something games did. It's not that, like, it would unify the storylines. It would be interesting. That's the thing. If it's interesting, that's definitely something you should look out for. Oh. Against what?
Better get over.
Okay. Are you gonna... Nope. Okay. There we go. I mean, that's usually something on them because, like, I think if you can say why something is boring, like, you know what? Honestly, here's the thing. I think saying why is something boring is hard. Like, identifying boring on its own, doable. But, like, why is thing X boring is way harder. Like, for example, a good example is Payday 3. Okay. The game, I generally think, just is very bland. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's easier to do. So,
Hold on.
Help! There's too many of them!
you mean... Okay? You can go.
Fuck.
Welcome to Texas. Yeah. I mean, it's more like you usually find out, you know, thing X is boring. And I'd say, but like, for example, I can say that because like I can also agree to a lot of points. Like, for example, the skill system is uninspired. It has little like it's just very much flat upgrades and such. But it's just very flat upgrade. Every mission is 1 day long. Yeah, I don't think the fewer weapons is something where I'm like that's too harsh because like I think the bigger problem is again as you point out, less build variety because but the more like that, there's just like 1 or 2 builds you can see, do. The impact of what you pick is lessened because it's really just built around like flat 5% increases, which is just awful. If you so also another problem, the weapons feel really fucking flat. Like, yeah, you know, the 2 day, the 1 or 2 day thing, I don't think is the biggest problem because, I mean, most of the later Payday 2 heists were also just, you know, 1 day long. But I think the 2 day heist, to a degree, adds something to the game. And that point, I can totally agree. I mean, okay, this is also one game where I'm like, let's say, you know, if you play it for a bit, you're like that. But like, for the first part, I was like, that's so bland. Like, what is the problem here? Like, I think boring is sometimes, you know, you can get to why it's boring, but it takes a longer time. And I think most people just don't bother with that. Like, they're like, just, oh, it's boring. I don't care anymore.
Save it for later. Probably more of them around.
Look out!
The fuck?
Out of ammo.
That's why I did this. You can just very easily shoot them now. Yeah, I mean, it's just, if you really compare to that, I'd say less, like, okay, Payday 2 also launched with less guns, honestly, and also no LMGs, but even then, it later remedied that, and there is a much bigger thing, much bigger variety you can do. The thing is just, Payday 3 just also has the problems of less variety in mission, you know, variants, which is kind of, that just kind of sucks, honestly. Like, I played some of them a lot of times, and it really is just like, you know what the funniest part about this is? You know what the funniest part about this is, Blonde? I'd say Payday 2 at launch was a game where you could definitely say it pissed people off rightfully. Because I know people at launch were like, Payday 1 is better. Because so much of that game has... They had a lot of, you know, oh hey, you are, you know, tied to one build, really. And stuff like that. But the thing is, again, as you said, it was. And here's a big thing that you need to keep in mind. Most of the mechanics that Payday 2 had at launch, they kept. Because, like, if you compare to Payday 1, do we need to go down? Oh. But like, yeah, you're right. I'd say a lot of the stuff, God damn it, Claire.
I'm so glad you're all right. Ever since the church,
You were at the church?
Yeah, Joseph and I. He's in bad shape, or at least he was when I last saw him.
What about the boy from the hospital? Leslie?
I found him in a cage. He freaked and ran, though.
Like, that's the thing, you know? I know what you mean, it's 14 years ago. It's more like, Payday, I think Payday 2 at launch, and this is probably the thing where where I think the comparison is the most interesting to both at launch, okay? And here is something where I would interject, because that's the interesting part. I think Payday 2 at launch had some very obvious problems that, you know, people would, you know, grind their teeth on. For example, how you unlock missions, the very slow grind, you know, that you slowly got EXP and stuff. But, and this is the big but, where I will interject, Payday 2 had a very clear vision of what it wanted to convey. And it kind of did that. Like, I still remember how, for example, if you did you wanted to do Watch Dogs at launch night, you know, I did that a bunch of times with people. It, like, the shootout in the meth lab, that was hell. Deciphering what, deciphering what Bane told you, also, like, like, I get the, simply, the card system wasn't in, the card system, the slow unlock, but, like, this meant you always were, like, at a relatively low power level, and you really had to be like, okay, I'm going to do the best what I can with my resources. And then, again, it aimed for this very specific, like, oh, hey, you rob the small banks, you go in with a lot of, low-tech stuff, you really had this feel of you against the world. Day 2 of Reds,
Nosebleeds.
no, Day 1 of Reds. Day 2 of Reds was also fun, because, like,
He was turning into one of
you
those
needed enough meth. So, like,
Maybe it doesn't affect everybody.
that's the thing, you know? Yes, it was a pain. Yes, the reworks, you know, to make it less painful, were good. I totally agree with that. I still play Payday 2 to this day. The thing is that at launch they aimed for a specific feeling, and some of the early missions, with that day system, worked to a degree better with that, low. Goop gang, we found hidden goop. Goop, 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 goop. Hashtag goop gang. But I love that was built around that, and there was really a feeling of, no, the police is out to get you. And that's the irony, you know? Payday 2 was at least, yeah. It's more like,
Sebastian, what is
Stay back.
oops, that, or not, who knows? Hallucination. Like, that's the thing, they, like, Payday 2 launch was a certain vibe. And especially when they then added stuff like, you know, original,
You started turning into a monster. You attacked me. I'm sorry, but you're tainted now. You might try to stop me through you.
Wait, what are you talking about? Shit. Shit.
let's hear it one more time.
Shit. Shit.
Get it open. Get it open. Get it open.
Leslie? Leslie, is that you?
Yeah, it's like, that's the thing, you know?
Leslie, that's good. Just a little more. What is it? Ruvik? Help! 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 Hey!
Yeah, I think that's the part, you know? This is why I think comparing launch Payday 2 to Payday 3 is actually so interesting, because if you think about it, Payday 2 launched in a state where you had a lot of aggravating things. And yet it was more interesting. Because again, the core features and a lot of the, you know, how you, for example, a lot of the skills are still there or turned into perks. They just turned a lot of stuff, they flipped a lot of stuff around, but this, I mean, it feels more disjointed than anything, but yeah.
Is there a key somewhere?
Again, it had a vibe, and oh, obviously played that. Like dodge builds when they came out, like when they introduced the perk system and it added dodge builds, it was just like, holy shit. Like, yeah, that's the thing. The development between and how Payday 2 developed is just, it's just an interesting time, because like, you see how this game launched with a vision that was more like, we want to give you a certain feeling of not being, you know, in power. And then it later became a power fantasy, which, you know, felt right. And they had some really good stuff that they moved around. I think, you know, sacrificing for the, for example, that you can't really fail rats anymore, like day 2, because, yeah, with a good build, you just, you just stomp fucking, even on DSOD. But it's like, again, they had something there. Payday 2 at launch was very interesting, and they fixed what they had. Payday 3 at launch is not interesting, not at all, and I think the comparison is, you know, very much, because again, they just don't have stuff. They just basically ripped out everything that made Payday 2 interesting. Like, it's like, that could be the case, but like, it's more like, you know, usually just if you have enough meth, they don't bother, and it's like, yeah, sure. It's just, again, I'd say 3 just doesn't have any of that. Like, the first, like, ironically, the first mission they have is, it's just, you know, basically a variant on, how's it called, First World Bank in terms of what you do, but just kind of boring. There's no verticality that, like, if you just, if you compare to some of the launch day stuff, I just like, ironically, I made a fuck ton of, you know, people nostalgic by posting a picture of art gallery a while ago, because I think the original Payday 2 this level design just was such a good playing field for the mechanics. Like, oh yeah, it is.
Have you forgotten something?
Shut up. It's a very simple setup. It's like, okay, hey, one is on top, one is down, and then it's like, yeah. I mean, that is, you know what? At that point, I think at that point we can probably just say that a lot of people just don't bother talking about that, or, you know, and that's probably the worst thing. They're not interested in it, and it sucks. Like, I mean, it just sucks, you know. It sucks. Like, why is the game Why is the game interesting? Why is it boring? And a lot of people just say that and don't want to delve deeper. That is probably more of a human problem because, yeah, okay, you know what? Let's get pretentious for a second. Just a bit pretentious. A lot of people, like most people nowadays, just consume media. This is why this is why I think fan is actually way more appropriate to a lot of these people, because a fan is someone who just consumes and, you know, isn't really appreciating for them its consumption. And I think, you know, the attitude of not going into what is, no, you know, what is probably an expression of that kind of, is an expression of that, because if you just say good, bad, boring, you kind of end up with, you just end up with the fact that you don't need to actually engage with stuff below the surface. And I think that is what probably drives mostly unconsciously, I'd say. Because, you know, if you actually go and be like, okay, why is this good? Why is this bad? It leads to asking more questions. And people really hate asking questions about themselves. Like, I think the weirdest part is, for example, every time I see people online being like, what is your guilty pleasure game? It's like, listen, if you're like saying guilty pleasure, you're already saying the point that there are games that are quote unquote bad, but you like them for some reason. You would have a reason for that. I know not every game is quote unquote perfect and shit, because, like, listen, I am a big fan of Anarchy Reigns. Probably the one Platinum Games game that everyone forgets that it exists because it's a sequel to Mad World, and let me tell you, it was one of the best online multiplayer brawlers I ever played, if not the best. I'm still pissed. No one ever attempted to be as good as that game, and I still acknowledge that it has a backlog of problems, and it should be ported to PC. I mean, fan in the original meaning is more like, is actually just someone who just, you know, loves something uncritically. That was the original meaning. It kind of changed over time into just, you know, oh, you like thing X. So this is what I meant with it actually fits more that a lot of people just uncritically do like things nowadays. Or, you know, liking things uncritically has become a point of virtue to a degree. Like, there's a reason why, but I mean, there are a lot of social dynamics I would, that you need to get into to actually explain that. They definitely have that, I know. But then again, oh, has my, oh, wait. Oh! hello. Has my favorite band made a bad album? Well, that's a tricky question, because what if I told you my favorite band never had a bad album? They are just bangers from front to end. Now the question is, which band do you think is that? Or do I even have one? Or am I just pretending? Honestly, I don't even know if I have a favorite band. I'm, like, I know some bands I like, but like, I think I'm generally very much on the side of I really can't decide on that. Like, you know, if I, for example, said, you know, like, one of the bands I really like, is The Prodigy. And you know what? Oh, well, and I'd say you probably, oh wait, yeah, that's a good history, but like, they also had, you know, the songs that were just like, okay, because, yeah. But actually, one of my favorite bands is also Green Day, so... Did Green Day ever flop? I don't think so. I know probably everyone is pissed at me. Nah. Yeah, that's something, but I think a lot of people don't want that, or, you know... I don't think that is a thing really done anymore nowadays. A lot are just, you're a fan of that, and then it's... I need to defend it for some reason. Gang, group gang. Do we have... There we go! Another key. You're a fan of something but say it sucked overall. Oh, am I a fan of something but that sucked overall? God. Oh, that actually is a hard question. Yeah, it's like, that is actually a hard question, Claire. Do I like something but think it sucks overall? That is... Oh, wow, that is actually not an easy question to answer. Like... Fuck. I mean, I could be sneaky and say AVGN. That would create discourse. Or Nostalgia Critic, I guess. That's even easier. Yeah, yeah, okay, you know what? I think, you know, pick any metal band, especially if they're from Europe, and you will definitely have the, oh shit, those are absolute bangers. Holy shit, you fell off so hard. How? Like, yeah, Dragon Force is amazing. When they started out, they just went and made the most banger music, and now everything is so fucking mid. Like, someone is telling them, hey, your favorite for your songs where you literally destroy a guitar, and then it's like, how about you just make more generic metal? And you're like, what? Or, you know, a German band that I learned through from my girlfriend, Equilibrium. Really unique music in the beginning. Like, you're like, okay, you know what? Might not be the biggest fan of some of that, but it definitely has a vibe, and then it's just generic metal. Oh, cool, yeah, I definitely wanted to have that now. Not more growling. No. Oh no, why give up the identity? Okay, you know what, fuck it. On the other hand, Asp. Banger after banger. And like, the thing is, it's one of those rare cases where someone say, I don't get it. You're like, yeah, no one gets it. Fuck you. The meta runs too deep. Also, you need to understand German to kind of get it, I guess. Opeth fell hard after Watershed 2. Yeah, honestly, I think, like, talking about metal bands falling off is just shooting fish in the barrel at this point. That is just like, hey, do we want an example of something that was good and then bad? It's a metal band. I mean, the easiest thing also would be to say Linkin Park, but you know what? Linkin Park still had some good songs in the end. I think they just were like, they just became more... But, I mean, in hindsight, if I think about it now, it's like, oh, hey, what if I told you that was unintentional? I haven't listened much to them, but I mean, some of their recent songs, they were pretty good, yeah. I mean, the thing is that, I'd say, in hindsight, if I think about a lot of the, later, Linkin Park songs being, more melancholic and slow and stuff, and how everything turned out is like, yeah, sometimes stuff just develops due to reasons, you don't know, and that's that. Yeah. Oh god, okay, but we are over our time, so I guess we will pause for that. It's chapter 12. 12, 13, 14... Oh god, it's 15 chapters, you say? It's 15, right? So I guess we're probably finishing this game up next time. Oh, I have not found them in years. Holy shit. Friends always played that in school, so like, yeah, I guess. 11 and 12 are the longest ones. Ah, okay. Interesting, 10 and 11 felt really long, so... Oh, well. But yeah, Evil Within. Again, it has wonk. It's sometimes just funny, like, you just have this door opens and just someone... I don't have the DLC, so I won't play that, probably. And just, like... Again, that's the thing what I would say about this game. It's a good game. And then it just has these moments where door opens, door closes. Like, okay. You really want me to use the Magnum here, right? What's with the people that don't have the Magnum? It's like, Oh well. DLC isn't good. I don't have it, so probably the open shotgun to the face. Oh, Lena, you definitely missed that one. Did you miss that area with the... Still, the whole hit scan enemies are like... God, that they really didn't belong into... they really don't belong in a survival horror game, in my opinion. But we'll see how this turns out. I mean, isn't there more survival horror coming out even soonish? Last year was just so much. Like, back-to-back from Dead Space, Dead Space, RE4 Remake. Oh, there's technically still... Was My Friendly Neighborhood still technically... I need to do Amnesia the Bunker. Alan Wake 2. I do hope Alan Wake 2 second DLC is gonna be banger and more combat stuff. Well, good combat stuff, a bit longer. But yeah. Yep, that was more The Evil Within. Hope you enjoyed the time. Hope you had a good fun. Have you played Tormented Souls? No. Actually. Don't have that much time on my hand for everything. But yeah, see you all again on Tuesday see you all again on Wednesday for more Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. And yeah, if there's anything in between, you will probably see it on Twitter or if it pops up in the notifications again. I really need to get back to Space Station 14. I just have to hanging. Yeah, see you on Wednesday for more Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Good night.